So it says to simplify the following expressions. So this says 2 to the log base 2 of x minus y. So since I'm raising 2 to the power log base 2 of x minus y, that's just equal to x minus y. So in other words, b to the log base b of x is equal to just x. So that's a property. Okay. And then this next one says log base 7 of 7 to the, and so also we have log base b of b to the x is just equal to x. So this is equal to 13. And then natural log of e to the x squared plus 2. Natural log, remember, is log base e. So that's this case here. So maybe I'll write that out as a separate property, but it's just a special case of this one. So if we have natural log of e to the x, that's just x. So this is equal to x squared plus 2. And log base p of p would be 1, because what does log base p of p mean? Log base p of p means equals the power that I need to raise p to get p. And so I know p to the first is equal to p. So, and then this one, natural log of 1, that means what power should I raise e to get 1? And I know that e to the 0 is equal to 1. So the answer of natural log of 1 is 0. Identify shifts from the graph of the parent function to the graph of that function. So log base 2 of x looks like this. So if I think about my powers of 2, 2, 4, 8. So I know that 2, so it goes through this point, and then I know 2 to the first is 2, 2 squared is 4, 2 cubed is 8. So it looks like this is my parent function. And then here, these shifts here, that says I'm going to go to the left by 5, and this says I'm going to go down by 2. Okay, so let's think about these shifts here. We'll do it with green. And so I'm going to go to the left 5. So we'll mark out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5 is going to be my new asymptote. And then I want to go down 2. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over and down 2, it'll be here. This point has shifted over there. This point will shift here. So I have 4, 2 is going to go to negative 1, 0. And then 8, 3 is going to go to 3, 1. So there's my graph. Shifted. And it keeps going up there, but okay. Apply product quotient and power properties, if simplify if possible. Okay, so this says log base 4 of, I'm going to write this as x to the 5/7. Whoops, 5/7, 5/4. Okay, and then the power can go out to the front. So I have 5/7 log base 4 of x. Okay. For the next one, I have log of m squared plus n over 100. And I know that log of a over b can separate out as subtraction. Log of a minus log of b. Okay, so this is equal to log of m squared plus n minus log of 100. Now, we don't have anything that has to do with a sum inside, so we can't simplify that one any further. But I do know what log of 100 is, because I know that 10 squared is 100. So this is actually equal to log of, we'll have to leave that m squared plus n just like it is, minus log of 100 is 2, because 10 squared is 100. And this one says log base 7 of 49k. Well, I know that if I have a product inside the log, that it comes out as addition. Okay, and so that gives me log base 7 of 49 plus log base 7 of k. Well, and I know what log base 7 of 49 is because I know that 7 squared is 49. So log base 7 of 49 is 2 plus log base 7 of k. And that's as simple as we can get on that one. The next one says, write that logarithm as a sum or difference of logarithms. Simplify each term. Okay. And so what I want to do here is write this as natural log of, and I'm going to do each part to the 4th power, x squared plus 4 to the 1/4 over e to the 3/4. And so then I have I can apply this rule right here. If I have a log of a quotient, I can write that as natural log of x squared plus 4 to the 1/4 minus natural log of e to the 3/4. And then I can pull the powers out front. So I'll have 1/4 natural log of x squared plus 4 minus 3/4 natural log of e. And what is natural log of e? We know natural log of e is just equal to 1. So I can simplify it even further. 1/4 natural log of x squared plus 4 minus 3/4 times 1. So I'll just leave it as 3/4. Okay. Now the next one, I want to write this as a single logarithm. So first I'll take all those powers up. So I have log base 6 of r to the 4th minus log base 6 of s cubed minus log base 6 of t squared. Okay, and so that gives me log base 6 of all the things that are positive are going to go on top. This are the positive logs, and then all the negative logs are going to go on bottom. Okay, all the negative things inside the log are going to go on bottom. So I'll have r to the 4th over, and since it's minus log base 6 of s cubed, the s cubed goes on bottom, and the t squared is also going to go on bottom because it's minus. Okay, so there I have it written in a single logarithm. Okay, the next one says solve the following exponential equations, give an exact solution and an approximation to 4 decimal places as needed. Okay, so here I can write this as, okay, so on this one, I know that 5 to the 3x minus 2 is equal to, I know 625 is 5 to the 4th. So I can get from that, which that implies that 3x plus 2 is equal to 4. Oh, is it minus? Oh, it's minus. Change that to a minus. Okay, and so then that gives me that 3x is equal to 6, which means x is equal to 2. So that's the answer to A. Let's do B in blue. So we'll move it over here. So I have, I can add the 8 over. I get 20. So I'll have 6. Oops. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. So I have 6 to the 2x minus 5 is equal to 20. Now 20 is not an even power of 6. So In this case, I'm going to probably have to give an approximation to 4 decimal places. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the natural log of both sides. You could do a log base 10 if you want. I'm going to do a natural log because I know on my calculator I have a natural log and a log base 10 are the only 2 buttons I have. So I could do a log base 6, but it's not going to be something I can type into my calculator. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a natural log of both sides. So we'll have natural log of 6 to the 2x minus 5 is equal to natural log of 20. Okay, and then I can bring that power up front. So I'll have 2x minus 5 natural log of 6 is equal to natural log of 20. Then I can divide by that natural log of 6 here because the natural log of 6 is being multiplied by that. So we'll divide it over. So I have 2x minus 5 is equal to natural log of 20 divided by natural log of 6. Then I can add 5 and divide by 2. So I'm going to get, I'm going to go over here, and I get 2x is equal to natural log of 20 over natural log of 6 plus 5. And then I want to divide everything by 2. All of that divided by 2. And I can plug that into my calculator. So I get natural log of 20 divided by natural log of 6 plus 5. So I get 6.67195 over 2. So that gives me 3.33597. So if I round to 4 decimal places, 3.3360. Okay, and how about problem C? I'll do in red. Okay, so I have 4 to the x plus 2 is equal to 6 to the 3x minus 4. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the natural log of both sides. So I get, oops. Okay, so I get natural log of 4 to the x plus 2 is equal to natural log of 6 to the 3x minus 4. And so I can pull those powers out front. Okay, and remember that these natural logs here are just a number. So natural log of 4 just represents a number, but it has to stay together. So this guy has to stay together. But what I can do is I can distribute it in to both of these. And I'm just going to keep writing it as natural log of 4 and natural log of 6 so that I don't, so I'll have x natural log of 4 plus 2 natural log of 4 is equal to 3x natural log 6 minus 4 natural log 6. Now, it's easy when we get to this point to lose sight of our goal. What is it we're trying to do here? We're trying to solve for x. So let's find the terms that have x in them, that one and that one. And we're going to get them on the same side. And everything that doesn't have x, we'll throw over to the other side. So I'm going to have x natural log 4 minus 3x natural log 6 equals negative 4 natural log 6 minus 2 natural log 4. Okay, now I'm going to factor that x out of these two terms. So we'll pull that x out. So I have x, and then I'll have natural log 4 minus 3 natural log 6 is equal to negative 4 natural log 6 minus 2 natural log 4. Okay, now I'm almost out of space here. So let me make some space over here. Erase some of this stuff here. Okay, get all this out of the way. So now I'll move over here. So I'm going to get x is equal to, negative 4 natural log 6 minus 2 natural log 4 over natural log 4 minus 3 natural log 6. Okay, so, all right, so that I can plug into my calculator. And what you have to remember when you plug this into your calculator is you've got to remember parentheses around the top and parentheses around the bottom. So natural log 4 minus 3 natural log 6. So I got 2.49176. So I'll round it 2.4918. Okay, and that was problem C, wasn't it? Yeah, that was problem C. Okay, so now let's do problem E. Now, one thing I notice about problem E is I notice that it looks like a quadratic because I have an e to the 2x and an e to the x and then nothing here. So since that looks like a quadratic, I can rewrite this as e to the x squared plus 2e to the x minus 24 equals 0. And so what I get here is e to the x, I can factor. Okay, so factors of 24, I'm thinking 4 and 6. So we've got a 4 and a 6. Okay, and I want a positive 2 in the middle, so I better make the 6 positive and the 4 negative so that I get a positive 2 in the middle. Okay, that's going to work. So I'm going to get e to the x equal 4 and e to the x equal negative 6. Okay, one thing I know about the function e to the x, if I think about its graph, is that, oops, e to the x is the other way around. Well, let me draw it. Okay, sorry, I was drawing it backwards. E to the x looks like this, right? Whoop. And it's never, it doesn't ever attain any negative values, right? It never drops below the x-axis. So this one actually I can throw out because there's no x value that will give me e to the x is negative 6. But I could get e to the x equals 4. So to solve for x there, I'm just going to take the natural log of both sides. And I get that the natural log, that x is equal to the natural log of 4, which I could give a decimal approximation, but I think that's close enough. So we'll say x is equal to the natural log of 4.